The holidays are all about creating magic, and nobody knows better than us that holiday magic often starts in the kitchen.
Also, nobody knows more than us parents that the pressure to create holiday magic at every turn can be totally overwhelming, which is what makes the newest line by Kiwico the best one yet.
Just when we thought we couldn't love Kiwico more, they have gone and launched Yummycrate, a fun and easy way to get hands-on with family-friendly, kid-tested recipes that help build kitchen confidence and teach a thing or two about science along the way.
Each month, Yummycrate delivers to your door high-quality kitchen tools, 3 recipes, and 2 projects that teach kitchen skills and encourage kids to explore the science of cooking.
Everything in the crate is designed to foster a love of science and cooking in kids ages 6 to 14. From experimenting with the effect of pH on dough to designing artistic creations with pancake art. Every Yummycrate takes your meal to the next level with kid-friendly science, stories, history, and fun food facts in the Yummy Zine magazine.
Before each crate arrives on your doorstep, you'll be provided with an easy-to-use shopping list, which includes alternative ingredient suggestions for different diets, from vegetarian to vegan, dairy-free to gluten-free. And with no commitment, you can pause or cancel at any time.
Build kitchen confidence with hands-on experimentation this holiday season with Yummycrate from Kiwico. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping with the code DIJFY at kiwico.com.
That's 50% off your first month at KIWICO.com. Promo code DIJFY, short for Didn't I Just Feed You? I feel like little food gifts that introduce you to a brand or a product that then becomes part of your pantry are the greatest food gifts.
Welcome to Didn't I Just Feed You? A podcast about feeding kids.
Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Stacy. Hey guys, before we jump into today's conversation, we want to take a second to encourage you to join our Didn't I Just Feed You community. It is free and it is so easy to join. All you have to do is share your email with us, with nobody else.
Which we think makes it easier and safer than Facebook.
I don't know. We're just saying. We'll put a link in our show notes for this episode to make it super easy for you guys to join. Or you can go to the community page on our site or the links in our Instagram bio where we are at Didn't I Just Feed You at any time. Anytime you feel like joining us, you can go to those 2 places and you will find your way to our community.
We really tried to put a link just about everywhere we could give it to you. And hey, if you're able to comfortably support Didn't I Just Feed You and our efforts to publish free weekly episodes, we would love to welcome you to our community as a supporting member. Supporting members can pledge their support monthly or annually and receive awesome perks, including 2 exclusive episodes every month. They're not minis, y'all. We used to say they were minis and we just cannot stop talking. Quarterly live events, lifetime access to our private Instagram feed, and a huge quarterly giveaway. The one coming up for the holidays includes a lot of stuff that's on this gift guide, and it might knock out most of your holiday shopping. Just saying.
Okay, enough about us. We have to jump in or this will seriously be a 2-hour episode. This is our annual gift guide, and it's one of my favorite episodes of the year. I'm sort of curious to get feedback from our listener community. In the past, we've definitely gotten comments that people, it's helpful. People are shopping from this.
Yes.
I just love shopping. So.
I know. So this is a favorite episode of mine. It is also one of our most popular episodes. This and our annual cookbook episode with Brian Stewart of Salt and Spine, because it helps knock out your foodie friends and family's Christmas gifts. But also selfishly, this is a moment where Stacy just shines. And I'm like, yes, give me all the gift ideas. Mostly I end up with stuff I want to buy for myself or to ask for.
Or put on your list.
Yeah.
And y'all, check it out. We're a little bit ahead of schedule this year. We really tried to plan this one so that you have time to shop. Cyber Monday is coming up. If you're listening in real time in the first week or 2 of when this episode publishes, that's coming up. Although Should we just talk about it for 1 second, Megan?
Yeah, I do think it's important.
Great.
To say that we've been inspired recently by our friends at the Mom Hour,
total
Sarah and Megan,
inspiration.
In their move away from Amazon affiliates. Full transparency, full disclosure, we do not make a ton of money off of Amazon affiliates, but in our previous, 167 episodes or so, we have sometimes linked to them for product recommendations. And I think both personally, privately, we are trying to move away from that, which it's no judgment if you're an Amazon shopper. There are certainly Amazon packages in my house right now. Like,
oh my God, mine
perfection.
Too. And there have been seasons where it's been almost exclusively.
Yes.
I mean,
when we traveled for the holidays one year, like cross country, when we were living in Idaho, everything came from Amazon or Target in boxes delivered to our Airbnb.
But I think that we're just really excited to do our part in also supporting local to us businesses, small independent businesses, businesses that are female founded, that are Black and Latinx founded, that are queer founded. And that doesn't mean that everything is going to, fit those bills. We just kind of want to spread the wealth when it comes to fantastic products that we think will make you happy or serve you well, that are high quality, that will last, so that, as we consume, we're not also contributing a ton to the disposable product market.
Yeah.
And just supporting as many different kinds of entrepreneurs across the country.
Yes. And I think that's especially important this year because I'm sure, unless you live under a rock, you're hearing about the supply chain issues.
Yes.
Like there's worker shortages at docks to even unload stuff that's coming. Stacey was talking about a chip shortage.
Yeah.
Not potato chips, not tortilla chips. God, what would we do? But like microchips for electronics and stuff. So it is the year where it's better to shop locally and buy things physically in your stores where you can, just for your like stress and anxiety, or order things as early as possible. Did we include anything on our list that includes chips, Bill?
I don't think so. I think that's just my own personal anxiety since I have a tween and teen boys and I feel like all they want required chips. I'm very anxious about it.
We have a computer and a Nintendo Switch on our Christmas wish list this year. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that we're doing that, but those are the things that they're asking for.
Okay. So we're going to get into this list. We're going to do as much as we can. There will surely be additional products in the show notes. So you're going to definitely want to check out the show notes this week. But very quickly, Megan, I don't want to delay too much, but what's on your wish list this year?
Oh, my wish list is everything I put on.
Everything that's included here?
Yes. If I could call out one thing or two, I'll call it two things. One is Golden Ratio is this new ceramicist. Not new, but new to me ceramicist who I discovered via Instagram. And she makes these beautiful serving boards. Like, think the most high-end snack tray that you could ever imagine. They're beautiful. They're colorful. So that's on my wish list. She does open up the window for pre-orders pretty regularly, but then there's only so many. So it might not happen this year and that would be okay. And then this is such a weird and rando thing. I love this camp in Wisconsin called Camp Wandawega. And they just did an exclusive Scotch cooler. Think of like a Kool-Aid Cambro cooler, but much with the spout on it, but much groovier looking. It has plaid on it. It's the least practical thing on my list, but I just think it's really cool. And I want one even just to put punch in for holiday parties.
Nice.
What is on your wish list this year?
Okay, so I actually feel super lame saying this because it's the kind of thing where people say it and you roll your eyes. You're like, oh, sure, okay, whatever. At least that's what I have done in the past.
Okay.
But really nothing. I mean, if you follow me on my private Instagram, you guys know that we recently bought a second home out of the city. And actually, a couple of people recently DM'd and they were like, you must show us more. And the truth is,
was it me?
No, it wasn't, but I know.
Because every time I'm like, Stacey, we want to see the house.
We have not been back.
I know. And empty. It's like waiting on furniture.
It is waiting. It's waiting
projects.
on furniture. We ended up doing a couple of new things. Like we're finishing the basement and we just decided like, let's just do it now. Because once we get in, we don't want to have to like do more or move things around. So I just want to get there. That's what I want. And also, you know, it was a big expenditure and we had to furnish something from scratch, which was a little bit of a shock. Like when we purchased the house, we like factored that into our budget, but it's like, oh my God, everything, like every fork, every cup, you know, I've only moved from one place to another with all my stuff.
Right.
So,
and you've been in your current house for a long time. I was thinking about this recently,
really
like
long time.
With the furniture thing, like you haven't actually had to buy furniture since the remodel.
Right.
The second remodel, but like it's been even longer since the you did the main floor.
So we moved into our home like 16 years ago or some more, 16, 17 years ago and furnished it. And then about 3 years ago, we remodeled 2 of the floors.
Right.
And we refurnished those 2 floors. But like my living room furniture has been the same forever.
Dining room table.
Yeah.
But like even dishes.
Oh, my dishes. Yes.
Yes.
Cracks
we've been having
all.
Like side conversations where you're like, okay, I have to like furnish a whole kitchen. Maybe we need to do an episode about it, actually.
I think we should, but we'll do that in the new year.
Fun. Yeah.
But I just feel so lucky. And I really honestly feel like just in terms of shopping, it's been Christmas for the last 6 months in both stressful and not in exciting ways. So like there's nothing more coming for me.
And you just
this
now you have
season.
to just wait and hope
Cookies,
everything will be furnished.
Pajamas and slippers is what I get.
I mean, that kind of sounds great.
Oh, listen. And it's like in the country, it's out of the city. Like, honestly, a like fresh pair of like really fuzzy, warm Ugg slippers is like, sounds perfect. That's what I want.
That's so funny you say that because for my birthday, I asked for some, I don't know if I've gotten them yet because we're recording before my birthday, print fresh jammies. I love a like matching jammy set. So that would be also great. Let's throw it on the list. We'll put the links in the show notes. Okay, Stacey.
Let's do it.
You're going to take the reins here on like some food and drink suggestions. Okay.
So some of these are specific things and others are sources. And I'm going to just start with a source. I recently discovered cheeselovershop.com. And I feel like I don't need to say anything else.
Yeah. I'm like, where's that link, Phyllis? Okay.
Cheeselovershop.com.
But like what does that look like really? Like are you ordering cheese boxes, cheese gift sets, single cheeses?
All of the above. It's a one-stop shop for all your cheese needs. I made that up. That is not their horrible copywriting. Don't hold that against them, please. Yeah, so we'll link to the store itself. And then there was a really lovely, I thought, holiday box party for 6 that you can send to someone. That's about $67, $68. And I thought that could make a lovely gift. It's a little pricey. So it's maybe like a family gift, it's not like a neighbor gift.
Okay.
But you could probably just go there and buy a couple of fun cheeses for yourself, for your own holiday like celebrations, and then send someone a box. I mean, it's cheese people. So there you go.
Also, that's a great, when our cookie episode with Jessie, Chef, we were talking about like hostess gifts. I think sometimes people think, oh, if I give cheese, I have to give like a full cheese board full of cheese. But you could just like pair one cheese with one nice bottle of like hot honey or quince jam or whatever, and like give that as a little hostess gift too.
Absolutely. And what I love about giving cheese is that you can find either a local or a US producer, or maybe you have a favorite cheese that you love so much that you want to share with someone. I mean, there's lots of different ways that I feel like you can make it meaningful as long as your gift recipient eats dairy, of course. Okay, so cheeselovershop.com. Check it out.
Okay.
Next up, we talk about Jacobsen salt products all the time. They've been on previous gift lists, I believe, and we've talked about their ramen seasoning and their salts a bunch. They have a salty caramel sauce that is so delicious. It's $15, and I don't know who wouldn't love to get salted caramel sauce.
Their like chewy caramels are also really delicious. And as a shout out of a like very practical gift would be good, like as a stocking stuffer for the cook in your life. They have what they call discos. It's like a salt tab, and it's perfect for like a pot of pasta or like cooking potatoes. You just throw the whole tab in there. Also a great little gift.
My mother-in-law carries that around in her purse.
Does she?
Yes, she carries a little thing of Jacobsen sea salt in her purse.
Oh, but that's like the flaky salt. I thought she was like getting ready to salt whole batches of pasta water.
No. She
but those, like little, yes, it's like a little slider tin.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. I've given those as gifts before too, with a little pinch bowl.
Yes.
A favorite gift.
Okay, next up, a company named Bushwick Kitchen is one of my favorites. They make delicious hot sauces, flavored honeys, flavored maple syrups, srirachas, and we'll link to the page on their site that has the gift sets because there are a whole bunch of them. And, you know, they range from like $45 to $55. I'm going to tell you that their coffee maple syrup is one of my favorites. And they have a maple gift set that includes the coffee maple syrup, spicy maple syrup, and gingerbread maple syrup, which I think is an awesome gift personally. But
you sent it to me as a gift last year.
It's my favorite. Did you like the coffee maple syrup? I never talked about it.
Loved it. For
it
cocktails,
is so
good. On like breakfast, like, you know, the old pancake and waffle, so good. But
it's also
mostly had it in cocktails.
Great, just on plain Greek yogurt in the morning.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Yeah, it's like it makes your breakfast feel decadent.
Yes.
But anyway, they have a honey gift set. They have, their spicy gift set. There's a lot of stuff there. Next up, Caroline's Cakes. So I don't know if you guys are like really into gift guides. Caroline Cakes has been on Oprah's favorite things. She makes a quote unquote famous caramel cake that is delicious. I love it. This year for Oliver's birthday, he asked me to get him the carrot caramel cake.
Okay.
And it was so good. People were freaking out. Not so much the kids. He loved it, and a couple of the kids loved it. You know, I think it's a little bit sophisticated. Like, all the grown-ups at the party were freaking out. Like,
really?
This is yes. If you like, I think all of their cakes that I've tried are delicious, but the carrot caramel cake, I'm giving a special shout out to this year. And we also got a package of cake bites, the pumpkin spice cake bites that were amazing. It was one of the best spice cakes I'd ever eaten. And they also make a 7-layer pumpkin cake, which is the same cake as the pumpkin spice cake bites. I looked into this for you guys. So the 7-layer pumpkin cake, the pumpkin spice cake bites, the carrot caramel cake, all super highly recommended.
Who would you gift those things to? Is that like you can't make it to a holiday party with your family and you're sending it?
They're kind of expensive. They're like 60. The cakes are $65 and shipping. So I don't know. I was thinking about like, I mean, Oliver, no one would give that to him because he's only 12. But honestly, when he gets older, and even now, if someone sent that to him, he'd be pretty stoked. My stepfather has a sweet tooth. And is just, he's older. He's a man in his 80s. And he just is like really mindful of how he eats. He doesn't like treat himself that much, but loves sweets. And I feel like it would be such a decadent treat for him to just get him this delicious carrot caramel cake.
I am excited about it.
Okay. Honey.
Yes. I feel like every year on the gift guide, there's always like this one category, like honeys, jams, salts.
Yeah.
And it's always from somewhere different. But I love this. Tell us what honey we're buying this year.
So Zach and Zoe love their products. They make raw honey. And this year I found on their site, I don't know if it was there before, but it's called creamed pumpkin spice.
Imagine that on a piece of pound cake or just even toast, buttered toast in the morning.
It sounds so good. Like, think about it, sweetening a little bit of warm cider. That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So I'm really psyched about that product. I think that's lovely. Also, it's an independent company. It's great. And they also have so many other flavor options. Another one that we'll link to is their wildflower honey with ginger root. That's $20.
I want to make a hot toddy with that.
Yes. Right? But then they have tons of other flavors. So definitely check them out. Zach and Zoe.
Okay.
Spices.
Spices are always a really, really great gift. I think that like my list this year even leans a little bit practical. And I think people don't think of like what a practical, but also delightful, delicious gift spices can be.
Yes. And I feel like practical, or you can go in the other direction and do something wild that someone might not treat themselves to. So I was inspired by our conversation with Genevieve Coe about using up all those fall baking staples. She mentioned black Urfa chili. And when I went to look up where I could get that, Burlap and Barrel came up, and they're a favorite brand of ours.
Speaking of baking, they have some of the best like single origin cinnamons that you can buy, which if you have a baker in your life, buying like 2 or 3 of those as a gift set would be amazing.
Right? So they have gift sets, or you can just get like, Zanzibar black peppercorns in a grinder, or black lime and chili salt, or just something wild like that black Urfa chili that just might be new to a cook that they get to play with. They even have like sun-dried tomato powder, which I think is just really fun, and like, just stuff that you can play with. So
also that's great. Like make pizza popcorn with that.
Yes.
With some like Parmesan cheese and that on popcorn. Yes.
Oh, or get like really high quality, like purple kernels, like a bag of that with a bow and the tomato powder, right?
Yes.
And like a little like old fashioned, if you really want to like kick it up a notch, old fashioned, like put on top of the popcorn popper thing.
A whirly pop.
A whirly pop. I think that would make a great
gift idea. Okay, but you had some other spice thoughts on your list too.
I do. So Essie Spice, all of their spices are West African spice blends with influences from Asia, the Caribbean, South America, and Europe. So very delicious stuff. What I love is that they have 2 like spice essentials, one in full size and one in mini size. So the mini size is $17 and the full size is $40. So there's a range there, and it comes with tamarind, cocoa for garlic, meko dry rub, and a mango chili rub. Full disclosure, haven't tried them, but they are on my list of things that I want to buy. The problem is every time I go to the site, I'm like, I want everything.
I love that.
Okay. This isn't spices. This might seem weird. In fact, I'm surprised you didn't veto this one.
No, I don't think it's weird.
You don't?
I actually think it's genius. So tell us what it is first, and then I'll tell you why I don't think it's weird.
Maybe it's a stocking stuffer, but for $13, it's a little expensive for a stocking stuffer. Either way, there is a Latinx-owned company called Lasto Foods that has made all natural nut butters that come in amazing flavors that are silky smooth and squeezable. Okay? No jar with oil sloshing on top and having to mix and match. They make a matcha almond butter, a cinnamon almond butter, a chocolate peanut butter, and more. It literally comes in like what you'd imagine like a mustard container, right? Like a hard plastic container that you turn over, and this silky smooth, delicious, all natural butter comes out. They have a pumpkin spice. I just think this is genius. And I don't know who you give nut butter to for the holidays, but there you have it.
My brother-in-law, who actually has a birthday in the holidays, eats a jar of peanut butter like every single day. Not every single day. Maybe it takes him a week to go through a jar. But like even when he would come visit us in Boise, we would go to like the peanut shop. There's City Peanuts in Boise, and we would go there and he would like buy a jar and eat it while he stayed with us, and then like ship more jars home. So like I think of the nut butters as a great gift for him specifically. But then think about like, do you have someone in your life who's like on a keto diet, and that kind of thing would be like great for them for adding flavor to their breakfast and snack options. Anyone who's a sauce lover, because I think you could easily turn the like pumpkin spice version into like a crazy delicious peanut sauce. There's a matcha version for like adding to smoothies.
Right? I mean,
yeah.
Don't you kind of want all of them?
Kind of, but you can even buy one, like if your partner's like, hey, I really want to get into smoothies in the new year. Can I get a blender for the holidays? Like gift a blender, and then also like one or two of these butters and be like, you can use them.
That's so fun.
I don't think it's weird.
Great.
I
love you having your approval.
The thing of like, it's practical. It feels very practical, but there's some whimsy with all the flavors.
Yes.
And it comes in a squeeze bottle.
I mean, that's the thing. I feel like little food gifts that introduce you to a brand or a product that then becomes part of your pantry are the greatest food gifts. Yes. Like, of course, it's always nice to get like a special little something that you might never treat yourself with again, but something that feels like a treat. And then also you're like, oh, I'm so happy to know about this. Yes. Is, I think, awesome.
Or just an upgrade on your something you eat every day if you're my brother-in-law, Keith.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad I have your approval, and I'm moving on to what might be maybe one of the more absurd things on the list.
It's not. It is not. This is what I want you to give.
It's expensive, so I don't know who you give this to. You can spend a whopping $225 gifting someone a butter subscription.
Okay. I'm just going
to say Georgia-made flavored butter.
It's Banner butter. It is some of the best butter in the entire world. It is the gift you give your podcast co-host.
That's what it is.
And again, I don't know why I'm thinking of people who are like keto or like have a special diet, but this would be great for them too. Like, again, it's an upgrade on something very practical.
I'd be
a person who loves making sourdough, gift them a butter subscription.
Yes. Different flavors. You get 4 blocks every 3 months. I think it's pretty awesome. It's definitely decadent and expensive, but there you have it.
Okay, wait, can I say one more thing about Banner Butter? Because you have us linked to the Food 52, like the automated subscription, but you can buy directly from Banner Butter too and buy like a sample pack of 4 flavors if you don't want to go all in.
Awesome.
On the subscription.
That's a
subscription.
Great catch. Love it. Lady and Larder is actually started as an Instagram account that They are more than an Instagram account, but that's how I became introduced to Lady and Larder. They were making the most gorgeous, like, cheese and charcuterie and appetizer platters around using, absolutely perfect California produce and edible flowers and just gorgeous stuff. They blew up. They now have, I think they're about to open their second brick and mortar in Los Angeles.
Yes.
They just curate great American cheeses. They make beautiful products, and they have a couple of mail order kits. And one that it's a little cheeky that I included this because I normally hate when I see on Instagram people doing like a cured meat wreath. I'm like, no thanks. I don't need a wreath made out of meat. But theirs is, of course, like other level beautiful. Yes. And it's definitely a splurge. It's $150. So again, quite sure who you give this to, But I do think it's really lovely. Like if you have a ton of expendable income and like, you know, your sister and brother-in-law are hosting everybody for the holidays because everybody missed each other last year. Like what a nice thing to be able to gift them, you know, that you can like help them put together and put out.
Listen, the other thing I love about this suggestion is that Lady and Larder also has a whole curated gift section on their site. So even if you're not into what was it, $200 meat wreath?
$150.
You could buy like one of their really cool custom tote bags or like one of their little curated gift boxes to send. So I'm here for it.
Next up, more of a resource, although I am going to point to something in particular here. Mouth.com is one of my favorite sites for putting together different gift boxes with indie food brands. They are a long time supporter of indie food brands. So much of their stuff is giftable. And plus they have a whole gift section, which is fantastic. But I'm kind of enamored by their Pickled Fruit Box, which is $37 and comes with several different products. I think the idea of gifting pickled fruit is really, really fun because it can be used on like a cheese board during the holidays. It can just be put out with crackers. It can be used for cocktails. And it's just the kind of thing where you're probably not going to buy that for yourself.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever get like a Harry and David subscription at any point in your life? Whereas like,
I have.
So I feel like it's a little cheeky turn on like the fruit boxes that we often see gifted at the holidays to do pickled fruit. And then it lasts long after the holidays. And for someone who's like, you know, that hosts a lot, like how great is pickled fruit for them for like when they build cheese boards or like snacky appetizers for when they're hosting. Such a great idea.
Last thing that we're going to talk through in the food and drink category so that we can get to the other good stuff. So do y'all listen to Sporkful? It's like a whole food platform. I think they started with a podcast.
Yeah, James Beard award-winning podcast.
Big deal. And at some point about 3 years ago, the folks from Sporkful endeavored to make the perfect pasta shape. And they claim they did it. Cascatelli. They actually produced it in partnership with Sfollini. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but they're a fantastic pasta producer, dry pasta producer. They have tons of their own products, but the folks from Sporkful partnered with them. They produced Cascatelli. When Cascatelli launched, I think last year, but sometime within the last 12 months, people went bananas for it. And there's all kinds of fun research on how they got to the shape, why. Like, it's very detailed, people. It's like, how does your fork go through it? How does the shape hold sauce? It's very fun. If you have someone in your life who loves pasta or just loves food, getting a 4-pack for $19.96 is, I think, a super fun gift. I'd certainly be psyched if someone gave it to me. The one note here is that you do need to like go check the site today and order in advance. They are producing it, but it might even be late for the holidays. I still think it's a fun gift.
Yes. It could also be a really great, like, buy the 4-pack and then buy like a 4-pack of not just sauce, either their sauce or their pesto, and give that as like, break it up and get 4 gifts out of it.
Yes. Okay. So we have a couple of other food products. We have a couple of drink products, mostly around wine, to be honest, including a natural wine subscription in our show notes. So go check it out. But I think that we should move on to home stuff.
Okay. Can I go first?
Yeah.
All right. Not to say, like, I have a peek of your list and it is very beautiful things. And which is not to say that we shouldn't gift very beautiful things, but I feel like I have a lot of practical things on my list. Okay. I feel like the essential calendar is one of the most underrated tools in my home. I feel like we've mentioned them before, but it's basically like a giant wall calendar, but not month by month. It shows you a season at a glance. So like starting with January, it's like winter 2022. and you can look at January, February, and March. It gets really helpful for back to school season. They make a beautiful like starter set that includes the frame for hanging it, tape for organizing it, an erasable pen. They even include a nail for hanging it, which I just think is like the sweetest.
Yes,
like,
that is sweet.
They're just like, take care of you. I have given it to like my planning and organizing friends as like birthday gifts and holiday gifts in the past. And it is always a winner for those people in your life. I already have mine for 2022, Stacey, so you can't order me that.
Okay. I already know you're getting butter. You've made it very clear.
And then I was thinking about like, again, I look at the lens of like things that I would want, which is probably a terrible way to make a gift guide for you guys. But I was thinking about how much I love having a Cook Smarts subscription.
Yes.
And how like, even though I might not use it every week, on the weeks when I like just need a jolt of inspiration, yes, I'll even go and look and be like, oh, what is it? And it's like super affordable. It'd be a great thing to get like the new parent in your life. Like here's like how to meal plan without actually meal planning. Like someone's going to hand hold and do it for you.
I couldn't agree with you more. And when it's a gift, I feel like it reduces the guilt someone might feel about using it sometimes and not other times, and that pressure to use it all the time. Because I agree. I mean, it's the nature of meal planning. Like sometimes you're going to use it, sometimes you're not. That doesn't mean it isn't a valuable thing to have.
Yeah. And I would say like, even if you use it 1 week and that helps you avoid the cost of like wasting food that you bought without a plan, you've already saved money. Okay, other practical gifts. I feel like we just sent out a newsletter about this, but y'all, I am really enamored with my Any Day microwave cookware. I don't know that we should do a whole episode on microwave cooking. I wrote about microwave cooking for Parents Magazine.
I wrote about it a while ago too.
Yes, I actually, for whatever reason, kind of love microwave cooking. And I think it hits a sweet spot for a lot of busy parents. Like I use my Any Day cookware mostly for like sides. Like I'm like, oh, I forgot to prep a veggie and like the pasta sauce and the pasta are almost done. I'm going to do green beans really quickly and then put a sauce on them. But I was thinking about this, like for you, mom of teens, like little things that they can prep and microwave in the Any Day would be such a game changer for you. It'd be awesome for making baby food. If you have like an elementary school kid who is really into cooking, but you're not ready to let them go full balls to the wall.
Yes. We get it. Like dealing with stove.
Oven,
yeah.
With the oven, the microwave is an awesome option. And so the Any Day vessels are really cool for that. I have the full set, but I honestly think for most families, they have like a little starter set that's 2 pieces. I think that's the best thing. And they're also just like really great storage for leftovers also. So like when I use my Any Day for cooking dinner, we just put all of for cooking aside, we'll just put all the dinner leftovers in it afterwards.
Awesome.
Okay, another brand that we sent out in a newsletter, and I know that we both love, is Super Cubes.
Yes.
Super Cubes are like these silicone trays specifically designed, like specifically and very smartly designed for how you freeze food. If you're like a pro freezer, which I don't claim to be, but like they have a cookie tray, which is like the perfect size of a cookie scoop, and you just fill the tray. They come with each of the trays come with a lid. So like if you don't want to, you don't have to do the fussy, like transferring it from the tray into a zip top bag, unless you want to do that for space constraints, but like it's all in one. Right now I have a bunch of garlic and ginger that's left over from recipe testing and olive oil in one. And I have like pumpkin in another one. They come in bigger than like ice cube tray sizes. So you can freeze like a serving of soup or a serving of lasagna or like 1 cup of broth so you can use it to deglaze the pan for veggies. They're just super awesome and we love it's like husband and wife team, and they just had their first little baby in October. So we just really love their products. I would think the cookie tray and like a cookie scoop would be such a great
We talked
baker's
about that with
gift.
Jessie, right? When it came up around the skillet. Yes, I totally agree. And it's a small detail, but I love that the cookie tray is purple with like a sprinkles kind of pattern on it. It's also just like cute. It doesn't feel like you're giving boring practical kitchenware.
And I put this in like the home category, but that might also be like a fun kid gift too.
Yeah, totally.
Yes. Okay. Again, this is like really practical and me just thinking about things I use all the time in my house. Kitchen shears. I have a pair of Joyce Chen kitchen shears that I bought myself recently, and now I wish I bought 3 pairs. Again, a busy parent thing, like you can use it to cut up noodles. If I make a salad for myself and the mixed greens are too unwieldy, just run the shears through it. Great stocking stuffer and like under $20. Okay, this is maybe less practical, but I was trying to think of like what Brian would put on a gift list.
Ooh, yeah.
This year for his birthday, he bought himself a solo stove, which is essentially a very nice fire pit, but it's also like a little more safe for having kids around, which is really great. And they sell like a cooking thing that goes on top of it. What do I want to call it? A cooking kit. So you can like grill or smoke on it also.
Is Solo Stove the brand?
Yes.
Because did you see that I also had something? So we're both onto something. We think that this is a thing. BioLite Energy has a really cool 20-pound portable wood and charcoal fire pit.
What?
Yeah, that you can cook on too. Okay. So we'll put both of those because I think synergy here.
Yes, we're like saying it might be the hot gift this year. Yes. For the dude. And I don't want to even say dude because I love cooking over a fire too.
Totally. And I just love a good fire pit.
I mentioned the Camp Wanda Wega Scotch cooler already, so we won't get into that. That's one thing I want for myself personally. I was texting with my sister-in-law, Amy. Amy, spoiler, you're getting a new skillet for the holidays. And she was asking me about some of the like trendy ceramic pans that people are, that come in different colors and people are really into. And I was like, oh, listen, friend. Great Jones, who we love their Dutch ovens and they have really great bakeware, just came out with an enameled cast iron skillet. It's their biggest skillet in their collection and it comes in all of their core colors. So it's also like beautiful. And I just think it's better than like buying a ceramic or nonstick pan that seems trendy. It's going to last a lot longer.
Totally.
And it's very affordable. Beeswax wrap. I feel like maybe this ends up on every gift guide, but I just think that that's like a great, super practical gift for someone in your life and would be a great stocking stuffer.
Yeah. I also think that if you're going to gift cookies or something homemade, you can include it as well.
Yes. Like wrap it as part of it. Yes.
Because you're giving something that, comes from the heart. And then this like practical little tip, again, just like I was saying about the food stuff, like introducing people to maybe a new product that they can start incorporating in their kitchen.
Yes. This just came to mind, but Brian loves Lodge's pan scraper. It's like a little piece of plastic and it's great for cleaning cast iron pans.
Yes.
But not even cast iron, like all your pans, anything that's stuck on. And you can buy it in like a 3-pack. I think last year I bought them for him as a stocking stuffer and I would totally do it again because he's our dish doer. And like, if that makes his job easier and like a little more pleasurable, totally doing it.
Nice. I like that.
Okay, Megan, before you tell us more, let's take a quick break to hear from another sponsor this week.
Megan, you know how ever since I wrote Winner, Winner, Chicken Dinner, we've nicknamed me the Chicken Lady? Well, I have a nickname for you too now. And don't worry, it's more glamorous than mine.
Do tell.
You, my friend, are the Butter Queen. I've always known it, but your excitement over our latest sponsor, Challenge Butter, has sealed the deal.
Yes, I love that. I am the butter queen. I mean, we all love butter, right? But for me, butter is essential.
I get it. All of my favorite Megan recipes, both sweet and savory, rely on butter. From your famous biscuits to your butter bath corn, your garlic steak bites to your genius butter roasted sweet potatoes.
It's why I'm always stocked up on Challenge Butter. I use both their salted and unsalted butters, as well as their European-style butter, spreadable butters, and even their whipped butter.
Challenge has a butter for every occasion, from cooking to baking to lathering on buttery goodness.
And you're not kidding when you say goodness. Challenge Butter has been farmer owned from the start and is churned fresh daily from the freshest milk and cream milked from happy cows at its family owned farms. Honestly, it's amazing that it's been made the same way since 1911.
Not to mention, their products are made without artificial preservatives, fillers, or dyes, and they have no added hormones. In fact, Challenge was one of the first brands to enforce raising cows without growth hormones.
Just pure butter goodness, the way the butter queen likes it.
Head to challengedairy.com to find a retailer near you, recipes, and more. And don't forget to check out this week's show notes for a coupon to save 50 cents on your next Challenge Butter purchase.
Okay, I want to hear some of your home stuff. I have like some ceramics and like art things, but I want to hear what other like practical home gifts you have.
Okay, so who said practical? The first thing that I'm going to start with is so weird.
Everything on your list is you're like, this seems weird, but just go with it.
You know,
That's
I guess
what
sometimes
we're looking for unique gifts.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it just depends where you are and who you're giving to.
Yes.
Anyway, so I somehow found this Japanese artist who transforms real bread into functional lamps.
What?
Yeah, dude, real bread. It's so weird and so cool.
It might actually be weird.
They are handmade in Japan. I happen to like the croissant lights, which are $88. That are literally like when it says materials, like when you buy a lamp, it'll tell you, or a piece of furniture, you know, it's like made of wood and whatever, blah, blah, blah. It literally says like flour, water, butter, and shellac. So somehow this artist like hollows out bread and then shellacks it. So it's totally preserved. It's not gonna rot or anything like that. And then it's a light, puts a light inside of it. And I'm just so delighted by it. Again, at $88, is anyone really going to buy this? I don't know. But if you can afford it and you love art and you want to support an artist directly, I say, get this. It's hilarious and cute and funny.
It would make a great little nightlight. It has like a warm, glowy bread vibe.
It's amazing. I just can't. I love it. Okay. My house is filled with puzzlers.
Yes.
Love a good puzzle. And I found these great little tiny puzzles. They're $15 each. They're really small and they're in the shape of all different foods. We'll link to the, I think it's called the Sweets series, and it's like an ice cream cone and a milkshake. And, you know, they're just little teeny tiny puzzles, but they're really fun. Estelle colored glass. This is another splurge.
I think this comes up though, like a lot, right? It's a very classic gift.
It's a Black-owned colored glass company that makes the most beautiful cake stands and stemware. Again, it's pricey. I put it on the list basically because I'm not quite ready to invest in something at this level for the country house. But as soon as I'm ready to spend $40 on a wine glass, I'm going to get a set. The variety of colors is so beautiful. I just love this stuff. The cake stands are even more of a splurge, $225.
I know. It's like, forget wine glasses. I want to go straight.
I know. I mentioned the cake stands because of you, but I know. I love it. It's so classic. These are going to be like heirloom pieces. So again, like if that's your vibe, if that's where you are, go for it. I want to mention a site called Your Sustainable Home.
Okay.
And the brand, it's a company, Sustain, and then Able is actually in all caps, Able, because the whole point of the Black-owned shop is to, partner with artisans and entrepreneurs who are helping sustain jobs in their communities, both locally and globally. I just really love the mission, and all of the products are so beautiful and well curated. We'll link to something that I just adore. It's a Stacey Abrams mug.
Okay.
I just think that that's really fun, but you can use that as a jumping off point to explore all of their offerings. And they actually have a make your own gift box section of the site,
which is brilliant.
Yeah. Right. Where you can curate a couple of little pieces that you handpick and put into one box together.
Yes. And I feel like you have to go to the show notes and click on the Stacey Abram mugs. It's not what you think. Like, it is so much more beautiful than that.
Isn't it so great?
Yes.
It's so great. Okay. I'm going to do 2 practical things like you. See? Well, one maybe isn't that practical, but it isn't like a splurgy, crazy thing. Everybody loves candles. I think candles are a really nice hostess gift, or like your neighbor, or, I don't know who else, but they can be very expensive.
True.
Candles can be really pricey. So on Etsy, I found this candle maker that sells $20 really beautiful candles. It's like a single wick in a glass container, very beautifully designed. And the flavor, called Cafecito, is a like sweet coffee scented soy candle that gets rave reviews. And I'm going to buy a couple of them. But on the label, it says it smells of espresso and creamed sugar. Like, what? I want my house to smell like that.
Also, maybe a good candle for a coworker.
Yes. Maybe.
Like, if you want your work environment to smell like it, you give it to them.
Yes.
Although,
right?
do offices, I don't even know how many
If
people
offices,
are back enough allow a candle.
But listen, how about just like, so
your
that
coworker who's your spouse who lives with you shares your home office? Yes.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like people are home, like just making your space, your workspace, especially if you're at a home office and that's new to you, just like really nice and cozy and smell good. And, coffee gets you going. I love it. I just think it sounds delicious and it has tons of rave reviews. Another thing is, I love like a really beautiful quality bar of soap that you can put in the kitchen or in like a little guest bathroom. And I found this brand, Nopalero, that makes great, beautiful soaps made of cactus flower. So their tagline is Mexican Botanicals for Bath and Body. It's a New York City woman who started, Latinx woman. So giving a shout out to a local business here, local to me business. But they're really beautiful. And Megan, actually, you should check them out because they're your color palette.
I'm fully on their site being like, add to cart.
Yes.
Add to cart. Yes.
So the bars of soap are $14 and they're really beautiful. They have like a moisturizing botanical bar that's a little more expensive, $30. And then they also have like, cactus flower exfoliant. They have a scrub moisturizer set. So lots of option. And they are cruelty-free, vegan, and palm oil free as well, if those things matter to you.
Okay. I know that you have some other things that we're going to share in the show notes. So just a reminder to go there and look for our recommendations. But we have to talk about kids.
Yay!
Because we all have to shop for kids stuff. I feel like this category is always a little bit hard. And it's harder when we don't want to just like buy stuff from Amazon. But can we shout out our friends and sponsors at Kiwico? Because they have a new product for kids who like to cook.
Yes!
Yay.
I feel like we've been waiting for this from them.
Yes. They've done so this summer we did like they had an ice cream kit, and I know that in the past they've done like a bread baking. But if you've never ordered Kiwico before, it might be great to know that they have these like different lines. So you can sign up for a subscription to one line and you're always going to get, for example, Ella loves the doodle crate. So like she gets a doodle crate every month. So this is like, if your kid wants a cooking project every month, it's great. And it's ages like 6 to 14 for the Yummycrate.
Yep.
So I think it would be an awesome gift for any of the kids in your life.
And I like that they're also talking about this as being for kids who are interested in the science of cooking, because that's the thing with Kiwico. It always comes back to art or STEAM projects. And so it's not just like making a fun ice cream thing. They're going to learn something about the science behind it, which, to be honest, I think will also be great for picky eaters, because you can be sure that the output is going to be something that's super kid friendly. And I think that the more that picky eaters get to take control of like the kitchen and ingredients and feel comfortable with those things and working with them, the more open they become.
Yes. And I love like our experience with the ice cream kit was that there are recipes, but the experiments are not necessarily tied to the recipes. Like it's like what happens when you use like just cream and sugar and you shake it up? And what happens if you use like half and half and sugar and cocoa? So I think that like gives a lot of autonomy to picky eaters and then also room for them to experiment. One of my favorite memories of learning to cook growing up was like my dad just being like, go for it. And me making the grossest cake of all time. But I learned something from it.
Yes.
What else for kids, Stacey? What's on your list?
Gosh, this year I really went weird. There is this place, Moon Picnic, American-made toys, if not all, most wooden. It's very precious. And I mean that both in like the positive and the like eye rolly way. But they make a basket of hand-carved forest mushrooms that's made out of wood. It's like if my kids were little and still had like all their little wooden toys and their like play kitchen, I would get it, except for the fact that it is $56.
Stacey, can we? I mean, this.
Please look at it.
I am looking at it and going, this is the one thing on the list that I feel like is weird. But maybe my kids, maybe my kids are too old for like it's very Montessori.
Oh my gosh!
But like, what is the? It's not like animals where it's like imagine it's like mushrooms.
Oh my gosh! I feel like Oliver, maybe not Isaac, just personality wise.
Yes,
I feel like Oliver would have loved this because I think a couple of things. One, it's a basket and it's like all these little things. Like I feel like he would have lined them up like they're different sizes. He would have done like little like set up mushrooms. Like I'm talking about like when he's 4 years old. This is like a toddler gift. He would have like set them up and taken little like toys and little like he always had like collections of little things. Yes. He loved it. And the fact that it comes in a basket and it's very foresty, I don't know. He would have played with it in his play kitchen. I just think it's really precious. But like I said at the top, it's also precious in the eye rolly way. Yes. But if you have a soft spot for that kind of stuff, yes. And maybe your kids are older and you have a niece or nephew or grandchild that's really young and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to splurge on something that I never would have splurged on for my own kids because it's not practical. This might be that beautiful little thing.
Also, here's the other thing I want to say about Moon Picnic in general. Mushrooms may be a stretch. There's also an egg basket if you want to get into like precious and beautiful things.
Yes.
But I think you were drawn to it because there is actually like some really cool stuff and you're just like trying to make it something food related. Like this My Weather Station for even Emmett now, who's like 7 now, he would love this still. He's been really into weather for a long time, and this would be a really cool thing to hang in his room and be like a beautiful decoration. There's a cool like wooden tool set. There's bird whistles. Like that would be kind of cool.
Wait, but did your kids, did Emmett not have a play kitchen?
Emmett had a play kitchen. My kids had a play kitchen, but like would have been stocked with mushrooms? No.
That's hilarious. Maybe the mushrooms are a stretch, but they have a ton of play kitchen stuff. And we had wooden eggs. We had wooden kiwi that you could like pretend cut in half. It like stuck together with right? And onions and I don't know. I do have a precious spot for wooden food stuff.
Yes. Okay.
It's
that's
so
fair.
Cute.
And they have beautiful blocks and stuffies. And you're right. It's like a certain aesthetic of a person.
It's totally a certain vibe. I think that, if people are curious based on this conversation, they'll click over and they will immediately.
You would find something, even just like a really cool top as a stocking stuffer.
Yeah, I feel like people will immediately know if they like it or don't like it, if it's for them or if it's not for them. Yeah. And if it is for you, like if you're intrigued, you will definitely find something.
Yeah. Okay. What else is on your kids' list?
So I found a cool home store that makes really pretty sustainable home goods, including tableware for kids. that I think is really fun and fairly affordable, like entire sets for $27 and really well designed and pretty. So if you're someone who's into design and you want sustainable but not breakable plates or cups or little mugs for your little one, I think it's a great resource.
I love that. Okay. I feel like this falls into the category that like every year we have some kind of kid's knife on the gift
we do.
guide.
Totally.
But I didn't know that Zwilling, who owns J.K. Henkel, now has a kids line of knives. It's called Twinny. Spoiler, we have a set to give away in our quarterly listeners group giveaway. It's very cool. It comes with a cover that also is a like finger protector.
Yes.
So that would be awesome for like emerging cooks in your life. I think I have every single knife that we've ever put on the kids gift list.
Yes.
And my kids really like it. It's on par with the Open L set that's a little bit more expensive, but it's just as nice quality. It's got like a easy to clean handle and my kids really love it. I would highly recommend it. I don't know why. I should have put this in the food category, not the kid category. I was thinking candy, kids. You know that I have a love affair with a Boise candy producer called Oh What Yum.
Oh, yes, we do.
And this year, Katie is her name. She started making freeze-dried candy, which I think actually might be a great gift, young or old. They're like $8 to $10 a bag, depending on what type of candy, but like freeze-dried high chews. Highly snackable.
Oh,
they're
that's awesome.
So fun. And she also always does little holiday things where you could order like 4 or 5 mini bags of gummies and stick those in like everybody's stockings.
That's awesome. And I think it's perfect that Oh What Yum is in the kids category.
Do you? I'm like, oh, it could be for grown-ups.
It could totally be for grown-ups too. But I think what a delight just to give, I don't know, now that my kids are older, someone gave Oliver a gift card and a huge bag of Takis, a big bag of Twizzlers, and another big bag of candy for his birthday. And he was so excited.
Yes.
And I was like, oh yeah, like we should just be giving candy. It's affordable, it's easy, and it makes kids happy.
And doesn't that open like a whole category if you're like, hey, someone's favorite snack, if you like observe that they have a favorite snack or a favorite breakfast cereal or whatever it is, like how awesome would that be to figure out gifting? And I say figure out gifting like, oh, you could buy like a case of whatever it is, but also it doesn't even have to be that complicated. Like,
yes,
give them, wrap a box of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros flavor and put it under the tree, on the gift table. I love that idea so much. Okay. I think I have just one more, which is, I was thinking about how much I love my hand mixer. We talked about this with Jessie actually in the cookie episode, and how great a hand mixer would be either for like your favorite baker or for kids. They're you can find a great hand mixer for about $60, whether it's a KitchenAid or a Cuisinart, and they come in fun colors. It would be like just a really practical, but also highly used gift.
Yes, I think that's so smart.
I love that. I think we'll have more things to add to the show notes.
Oh my God. So much more, you guys. We hope that all of these picks help make your holiday shopping a little bit easier, maybe a little bit more joyful, if nothing else, or maybe just make you laugh. Let us know. And also tell us what you want for the holidays or any great finds. I mean, this is like this is a group endeavor. Let's help and support each other through this. So join our community for that. Or, of course, you can find us on Instagram. We're kind of always there.
Or you can DM us or email us, however you want to find us. We want to hear from you.
And if you love hearing from us too, be sure to sign up for our newsletter. We promise to only email you twice a week, once to tell you when a new episode is published and another to share a must-have tip or product of the week. Find the link to sign up on our site or in our Instagram bio.
And last but never least, don't forget to subscribe to Didn't I Just Feed You wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, for our holiday gift this year, we would love a rating and a review from every single one of you.
Yay!
Yay.
A huge thank you to our editor, Samantha Getzik. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Megan. Stay sane and well fed until next week.
Be sure to subscribe to Didn't I Just Feed You wherever you're listening. And don't forget to rate and review.